welcome to episode 7 of Next Gen Retroman podcast. I am Ryan.
I'm Adrian.
I'm Jason.
So, we'll, again, just like always, we'll jump right into news. So this week there was several trailers released. Black Widow kind of kicked it off earlier. We kind of talked about that last episode. I watched it again. It looks like it's going to be fun. I'm still ready. I'll watch it, of course.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Again, it should have came out like a couple years ago, but yeah.
We'll see. I mean, Marvel hasn't really misfired outside of Inhumans TV show, and
that's pretty much it.
Thor: The Dark World was all right, but not super great.
Had moments.
But I still have faith. They haven't really dropped, as far as movies go, they haven't dropped a stinker yet. So,
and like being a prequel, it might like connect some dots that are kind of missing in there. So I'm definitely looking forward for
it. Speaking of another female-led superhero movie, you see that segue? Did not drive off of a cliff. Wonder Woman 84. Wonder Woman 1984?
1984?
Is it Wonder Woman 1984?
1984.
I know very little about this because my fanboy just shines through, so y'all take this one away.
I only saw Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, so Jason, go for it.
You haven't seen Y'all haven't seen Wonder Woman?
No, I don't care about Wonder Woman or any DC really. I mean, if I'm just gonna be total fanboy, sorry.
No, that's okay. Hey, I'm surprised. Adrian, you haven't seen Wonder Woman?
No, I heard it was good, and I'll watch it, but like
I would say it's in my top 5 favorite superhero movies.
Tom's telling me the same thing. I mean, I'll watch it at some point, but
it's
I mean,
so good.
When and how, I just never see myself being like, oh, I'm gonna sit down and watch Wonder Woman and actually turn it on. I guarantee you I'll find something else. I'll be like, nah, I'll watch this instead.
No, like watch Wonder Woman. That movie was really, really good. I don't even like the DC movies at all. I thought that they've all been kind of
really like is like Batman. Like I'll watch almost anything Batman. I didn't see any Suicide Squad or anything like that, but like
no, I'm good.
I'll watch Batman stuff, but like I just have no interest in like Superman or Wonder Woman, even though I heard it's all good.
I'm kind of interested.
It's really, really good.
Kind of interested in the next Suicide Squad. I know very little about it, other than James Gunn just was like got all of his friends and was like, yeah, let's make a movie. I believe it got an R rating or was approved for an R rating, I think. So hopefully it's fun and good. I mean, I'm not opposed to them like having good movies. I just don't go out of my way to watch them. I don't care about the tone that they've set in them, and the characters themselves just aren't my favorite. I don't know. I just grew up not liking them, and
more on the Marvel side.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm very biased, but hopefully it's good. I mean, Kristen Wiig looks like she'll be good in it. The song that was in the trailer, the remix of that song,
not from the 80s.
Yeah, but it looked like a fun, good movie. It's one of those things where
it's got the Mandalorian in it.
Yeah, well,
not the Mandalorian, but still.
Baby Yoda.
They show her doing this like awesome stuff in this movie, and from what I understand, she like doesn't do this awesome stuff in the like movies that are set later.
Yeah, that hallway scene's really cool.
Yeah, well, it shows her like lassoing lightning.
Yeah, she's swinging from lightning to lightning.
Does she do that in the new movies like that are set in the present or the future? Like what happened?
There hasn't been a lightning storm in the new movies.
Not yet.
Okay. Fair enough. Whatever.
Justice League 3 Lightning Storm.
They're never going to make another Justice League.
No, they will.
Maybe.
They
So another good trailer. The new Ghostbusters looks really good. Y'all see the trailer?
The first movie especially, and the second one considerably less so, hold just and the cartoon, the real Ghostbusters, I loved those growing up. So I didn't watch Lady Busters or whatever you want to call it at all. Like I had zero interest in that. It
was all right.
It just looked like they were going for just dumb humor with ghosts, and I don't know. I can't speak for its quality. Just from what I saw of it, there's no reason for me to see it.
Well,
this one looks a little bit closer to the spirit of those movies, where it wasn't trying to just be like, hey, look, there's a farting ghost, and which is kind of what I felt I could be completely wrong again.
Well, I feel like this one, I don't know, I'm the other way. I feel this one is more goes in another direction. Like the first two movies had like this kind of wackiness to it, and the reboot a few years ago kind of had like the same wackiness but a little more extreme.
Yeah.
This one has like a very according to the trailer, more like not serious, but like a little more
darker. Yeah, it looked a little dark, which I'm cool with. I'm just really hoping it's just not Stranger Things Ghostbusters edition.
And that kid, what's his name?
Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah, he's being typecast hard.
Yeah, which whatever. He's typecasting his way to the bank. You don't care.
Yeah.
I just hope it's
really good in it.
Yeah, I don't watch those.
Oh, come on.
But like even having Paul Rudd in it, like it didn't feel Paul Ruddy.
I'm sure. Well, hopefully they're saving that stuff for the movie. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it's good. It's just hard to judge anything based on what we saw in that trailer.
Yeah, I like the tone of it. I think that for the tone, I didn't want them to rehash something they've already done in the past, so I'm glad they're kind of going with a different vibe for this one. And it kind of like the Ghostbusters movie grew up with its audience a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to miss Harold Ramis.
Yeah. I think it looks good. I'm excited for it.
Well, the part of the trailer that really made me feel like, okay, they actually seem to care about the source material was them using, I believe it was Ray, his quote, about fate and all of that from the original movies was really cool, I thought.
And the Ecto-1, they just straight up made the Ecto-1 cool.
Yeah, but that was well, that siren's super iconic. But yeah, that seemed to me where they just were like, that was just them being fan service.
Oh, but that's all I want. It's fan service.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not.
Video game, didn't
I'm not complaining. Yeah, the video game was fun.
Isn't that kind of like
That's the unofficial third. Well, I mean, kind of official sequel. They all said. They all lent their voice to it, and it was based on, I believe, a script or a treatment or something that they had written. But it was a fun game. Just not a great game, but it was fun for what it was. I enjoyed it. Speaking of video games, I'm just crushing these segues, dude.
Not off the clip, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just naturally crushing them.
Yeah. Good job.
Freeman. Not Gordon Well, is that a reference to Gordon Freeman? Like
maybe he's a secret character.
In kind of a nod, wink, wink way. I don't know. So if it is in some way like that, I give this movie got a little bit more credibility in my opinion. But it's a Ryan Reynolds led action, Michael Bay over the top comedy type thing.
It's Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, like Grand Theft Auto Online, where the main character of the movie is an NPC and is just used to getting robbed, and it seems funny, but I just really hope Ryan Reynolds just doesn't become the action movie Will Ferrell.
Yeah, or the video game, because he did the Pikachu thing too.
Yeah, well,
yeah, that's different. He voiced Pikachu in that one.
No, I mean I don't care if he does video game stuff. Cool, go for it. I just don't want him to be like that slapstick comedy guy. Just don't be Deadpool in every movie, please.
He already. That's what I feel like. He already is Deadpool. They just made Deadpool Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. In a way, but I feel that since that movie was such a success, he's going to get an opportunity to do this more, and I think studios are going to push him to do that so they can just get a piece of that
That Ryan Reynolds ass.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who doesn't want a piece of that?
Can't get any Van Wilder than this.
Oh my God.
Just edit all of this out.
No, I'm not editing any of this out. This is staying, and the listeners are gonna suffer with me.
Two guys, a girl, and a pizza place.
So I'm gonna jump to. I'm not gonna talk about this at all because I have not watched a James Bond movie since GoldenEye. I just haven't. I've seen pieces of them. I just don't care about them.
Skyfall. Skyfall's so good.
I think the last I believe I watched it on TNT or something. I don't even remember the name of it, but it's the one with I think Denise Richards. And all I remember, I watched the final 30 minutes of it, and then her name was Merry Christmas or something, and he makes a joke at the end where I thought Christmas only came once a year, and I just was I am done. I turned off. I was I'm not watching any more James Bond ever. And then so after that they rebooted it with not rebooted, but they brought in Daniel Craig, and now it's this brooding James Bond, and that doesn't appeal to me.
It's good. The first one was good.
I'm sure it is, but I really like when I say I turned it off and said I was done, I meant it in the sense of it can never top it. They can't top that. That's the campy stupidness that I want. And the new Daniel Craig one just looks I don't know,
it's more like a Mission Impossible kind of vibe.
But that's the wrong way to get me into that too, because I don't care about those movies. Yeah, so James Bond, go for it, guys. I'm gonna.
What's it called?
No
Time to Die.
No Time to Die. Which makes me think he's going to die.
I feel this is definitely his last. I think the last one was gonna be his last movie, so this one's definitely his last movie. So this
he's already said he's done.
Yeah, this is a pass the torch kind of thing. I don't know. In the trailer, he said he meets someone. It's oh, you're a 00 agent too. She's yeah. So this might be a
transition to Lady Bond.
Well, yeah, a Lady Bond or something like that.
Oh my God.
I don't know. It's another Ghostbusters thing.
There's so many dudes losing their mind. If there's a female James Bond, it's gonna be hilarious. I'm not complaining one way or the other. I don't care.
It's gonna have the same, if not worse, reaction than the Lady Ghostbusters or Ocean's 8 kind of thing.
I kind of want it to happen now, just so I can watch.
Yeah, everyone get ready for that.
Reddit meltdowns.
That's how the internet works.
The cast of this new Bond movie is phenomenal though. They got Rami Malek in it. He's really good. They got what's his name? Voldemort is coming back as his boss again. Yeah. Right. It's such a good cast for a Bond movie, I guess. That surprised me.
Cool.
Yeah. Something that Ryan will actually love. How about The Boys season 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I never saw that.
You never watched The Boys?
No. Was that Netflix?
It's Amazon Prime. You need to watch it.
Okay.
You need to watch it. It's super.
I heard it's very gory.
Yes.
It is, but it's more bloody violent than it is gory violent. Although there is some
No, it's gory violent.
Yeah, but I don't. I mean, there's not but gore to me, I.
It's goofy gore.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's still pretty violent, but it's very over the top. It's not
comic book over the top, like a Deadpool kind of.
It's darker than that. But it's
picture
not
people blowing.
They're not afraid to. They're not afraid to chop a head off and blood squirts everywhere.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that.
It's a B film horror movie gore.
No, because that's still reveling in it. This just kind of uses it to as shock value. The comics are a lot different than the show tonally. The comics are much goofier and play around with a lot of that stuff more, whereas this took that and made it very serious and grim, but at the same time kind of goofy in a way.
Okay, well, Amazon Prime's not that well known. What was all right? Kind of recap on.
This is their number one show.
Oh,
I believe it is.
Yeah.
What? Well, what? All right. What's the background of this story?
It's based off a comic book done by Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson, and it is about a group. The comic, at least, is about a group of like CIA-backed, like wet work, like team that keeps superheroes in check and in line. And if they get out of line, they
Like
kind
a
of
Suicide Squad kind of.
No, they this is much like more like grim and kind of gritty, where they're not officially sanctioned. They're kind of operating outside of it, and the superheroes are just they're horrible people. Rape, drugs, sex trafficking, like they're awful people. And the boys essentially kind of work on keeping them in line and try to expose some of their stuff. The show follows that same premise in a way, but not exactly.
There's a
it's
lot
good.
of dark themes to the show, so if you can't handle dark themes, then it's sensitive to watch, but if you can, it's really good.
Yeah, you should definitely watch it.
Okay.
I think you like it. Just, keep your kid far away from it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's fantastic. And the season 2 trailer don't watch the season 2 trailer, by the way. It will just ruin season 1.
Spoil everything.
Like really, really bad.
Just
So
look that up right now.
if you haven't watched The Boys, watch The Boys. And season 2 looks like it is just going to ratchet it up another level. And I think like now that they know they have a hit, they're gonna run with it. So go for it.
Yeah.
I remember watching The Boys and getting to maybe like 3 episodes in and just kind of annoyed that the team that did this didn't do Preacher. Because this is a much better Garth Ennis adaptation. I love Garth Ennis. He's one of my favorite comic book authors. He has like his own style that is very much like just his own, but has since kind of been taken over by other people, and other people have ran with that style. But his books are super fucked up, but have this like heart of gold inside of them. You read Preacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, The Boys is that kind of take on superheroes, where like what Preacher is to like a buddy road trip that, and you see how far off the rails that goes.
Yeah.
The Boys is that take on superheroes. Very much a lot of like corporate America takedown type stuff in it, where the show does that as well.
Just a rage
I never
machine.
finished Preacher the TV show, and that's my favorite comic of all time. I don't know. I mean, I might go back to it at some point and finish it out, but I don't know.
I think just because cable TV and like Amazon Prime.
Yeah, that's why if they
can like HBO that shit or something.
Yeah, it would have been. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, the Preacher TV show was super messed up, but just tonally it felt like a lot of, well, we need to change this because we can't do this, and not we need to change this because it doesn't feel right for the story or doesn't fit the story we're trying to tell with the source material. I don't know. It just was weird. But The Boys is a fantastic show. Totally watch it. So the PlayStation did another State of Play, which are these basic like real short trailer drops where they do a bunch of stuff. There hasn't been a whole lot of big stuff like revealed in them, like no megatons, but they show some cool stuff. Last week I mentioned Resident Evil 3 kind of being leaked. Well, it wasn't anything to do with the Game Awards or anything like that. It was shown at on the State of Play, and the way they phrased it initially was there's this asymmetrical multiplayer called like Project Resistance, like RE Resistance Resident Evil, and they said we're gonna talk about Project Resistance single player, and then it's Resident Evil 3, and Project Resistance is part of Resident Evil 3.
Yeah.
And I liked everything they showed, although the trailer was not. They showed like a whole bunch of like first person stuff, so I wasn't sure if they were doing like Resident Evil 7, but I mean it does appear to be like the Resident Evil 2 remake style.
It'd be kind of cool if you could toggle back and forth, like third person and first person.
Yeah, I don't think it would work in like that style though. I'm not sure.
I hope.
But
because I like 7 more than all the other ones because it was different.
Yeah, they didn't really show a lot of Nemesis outside of the like images we had already seen, and they didn't really get him to do his only line in the game, which is stars. Like
just finish it with that line. That's all they had to do.
I think they
rushed it. Well, I think that it got leaked and they were like, okay, let's do a state of play and show this off.
No, I think this was planned from the beginning. There's no way you can cut a trailer with that much stuff that quickly and do this. It was leaked because someone uploaded the images onto the PlayStation Network for pre-order and someone sniffed it out. It just wasn't done
a week ago today.
Yeah.
So they had the wrong date on it.
Yeah, it was, well, I mean, even that, like, I think they just uploaded it to have it up there and ready to go. I'm not sure what the mistake or thought process was behind that. Looks cool, looks fun, but the trailer was kind of meh.
The whole thing was kind of meh.
It wasn't the best one. I enjoyed like Superliminal. Looks really cool. I've seen videos of that on like from people playing it on PC.
Yeah,
so
but
I'll be excited.
Stuff we've seen before, other than like Babylon's Fall.
Yeah, well, Babylon's Fall. I remember I was really excited when they showed that trailer like E3 2, not this year but last year, and that was all we had seen of it. Just this kind of cool kind of introduction to the lore and world of it, but they still didn't even really show that, other than saying, hey, this is being done by Platinum Games and Square Enix. And they actually showed gameplay like combat today, and it looks really cool, like Nier Automata and Astral Chain, just kind of all put together. And
how many games is Platinum making all the time too? That studio pumps out games like crazy now.
Yeah. And speaking of Platinum games, this wasn't part of the State of Play, but the Bayonetta and Vanquish 10-year anniversary collection was announced, and never played the first Bayonetta, so I'm kind of excited to maybe play that for the first time. But I loved Vanquish.
Vanquish was good.
So good. So dumb and over the top. Loved it. The other thing that was kind of cool, and it's not a game that I'll play, but I like the source material, was the stuff they showed for Predator, just the customization that you can do with the different Predators. Showed some kind of reverence for the source material, and
yeah, it definitely shows that they care about the source material. The thing is, like, they're showing all this stuff for the Predator, but you only get to play as the Predator like 1 out of every 5 games, because the other games you're playing as a Marine or whatever their army dudes are.
Yeah, we'll see. So, that's not my style of game, so I doubt I'll end up playing it unless it's free to play, and even then I doubt I will. And I doubt it will be free to play.
We got you to play Apex for 2 games, so maybe.
No, I played for like 2 days.
Oh, okay.
Not a whole lot. But, I'd rather just play Titanfall 2. So.
Yeah.
And then another...
I'll let you do the next one.
Yeah, I know, Jason, you didn't really watch it, and Adrian, I know you didn't watch it for sure.
Yeah, I need to plug in my PlayStation 4.
Yeah, well, this is about Nintendo.
Okay.
On the Switch, they did their Nintendo Indie World little 20-minute presentation, very similar to the State of Play. And the funny thing is, there was more games that came out of this that I was excited about than the State of Play. Oh, and they also, in the State of Play, they did show that there's going to be a full trailer for Ghost of Tsushima at the Game Awards.
They did that stupid thing that people be doing, where they show a trailer for a trailer.
We're going to hype you up with this trailer that's going to be for the next trailer. Yeah, but still cool that they announced it's going to be at the Game Awards. Hopefully there's more like gameplay in the trailer as well. But anyways, so back to the Nintendo Indie World. They showed off Streets of Rage 4, which looks really good. Just hand-drawn combat. It was one of the few Sega Genesis games that I really liked, and I remember going to friends' houses and we were like, what do you want to play? And I'd just be like, Streets of Rage. Because that move where you call in the police car and it shoots rockets everywhere is awesome.
And it's got a cool name.
Yeah.
Streets
And
of
the
Rage.
music is fantastic. They showed this game called Super Mash, which is it's these randomly generated games. You pick two genres of game, like platformer, and I believe they just showed like RPG, and then it mashes them together, and then it makes you a platform RPG that you play. And you can like save a code for that game and like send it to people and be like, hey, check out this cool game that it made for me. And there's like a story based around like a video game store or whatever. But the game looked really like fun and cool. So just a lot of different styles of games in it, where mixing those up, you're going to come across some like really ridiculous, hopefully fun stuff. So something I'm kind of looking at.
Like classic kind of game stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It looks really cool. We'll show the trailer. They showed Oddworld Stranger's Wrath, which was a original Xbox game that I loved. It's been re-released on like everything since, I believe. Real inventive, like first-person shooter, third-person platformer hybrid that just had a really good story set in the like Oddworld universe. The thing that's really cool and different in the first-person shooter parts is you have a crossbow that has two different ammo slots, but the ammo is not ammunition, it's little animals. So you have like a skunk little thing that you can shoot, and then bees or whatever, and so you have like bees that are like a machine gun, and you have a skunk. Bees, B-E-E, or wasps, or whatever.
No. You have dogs with bees in their mouth,
yes.
And when they bark at you, they shoot bees at you?
Yes. Anyways, I get what you're doing now. So it's really inventive and kind of cute and fun and awesome, and there's all kinds of stuff to do in the game. They also showed a game called Liberated, which I have some like notes I took about it because it looked awesome. It's a cyberpunk graphic novel that's told inside like graphic novel panes and pages, and there's like stealth shooting sequences, and it's this, I don't know, it looks really, really cool. Kind of had like a Limbo style like art aesthetic, and I'm definitely gonna play it because I'm into cyberpunk and noir, and I don't know, the game looked cool. They showed Skatebird is coming to the Switch, which is like old school Tony Hawk Pro Skater, but with birds.
Yeah, I saw that.
Skateboards. That looks
so
cool.
hard.
Yeah, it looks cool. Like I'm in. I'm down. I'll buy it when it's on sale probably.
What was that goofy like action RPG / dating simulator thing that they announced too?
Yeah, Boyfriend Dungeon. It's a dating simulator dungeon crawler where your weapons transform into like cute hunky guys. So
day one, bye.
Yeah, I mean it looks silly and fun. Like, I mean, they announced like, I have all the stuff. They announced Sports Story, which is a sequel to Golf Story. Gleamlight, which is like a stained glass minimalistic Metroidvania, looks like. Bacon Switch, which is an Overcooked style like baking game. Talos Principle is coming, which is it's been out for a while, but it's a first person puzzle game. Sail Forth is a procedurally generated multiplayer sailing game, which also looks like it has some fleet management aspects to it. Dauntless is coming out. It's like a free-to-play Monster Hunter type thing. Murder by Numbers is a like visual novel game with like Picross puzzles in it.
So they already that's almost double the games that PlayStation had on their state of play.
Yeah, but I mean, again, these are all smaller indie titles.
Yeah.
Dreamscaper, which kind of deals with mental health and depression and has like a randomly generated worlds that you kind of go into, and you go into people's dreams and try to help them work their way through stuff, which is kind of a cool topic. The Survivalists, which is a like co-op survival sandbox. The big takeaway for me from that is you can train monkeys to like do stuff for you. So Here's your monkey training game. And
Yeah.
for me, and I guess for the showcase itself, there was a big reveal at the end. Tom Happ revealed the next game he's working on, which is Axiom Verge 2. And that game is so good. It's a retro-styled 2D Metroidvania. And
I liked it.
Yeah, it's really good. He did... When I say one guy made that game, he had help, like, after he was done with it, like, marketing it and working on this from someone else, but he programmed it, he designed the characters, the enemies, the music, the level design, the mechanic, he did everything.
That game is the reason why I didn't like Valfaris that much, is because I finished Axiom Verge right before I played Valfaris, and it was just like Axiom Verge was so much better.
Yes, and I've been like
why.
looking forward to his next game, and I loved Axiom Verge. It's a fantastic game.
Did he do all of 2 that you know of, or was he like, oh, I scored big, so I'm gonna hire a group?
Nope, he's still independent. I mean, as far as I know, but I believe like he stayed. It's him and this other guy that helps him with marketing and deals and things like that. So the thing for me that hit like really close to home for this, and or not close to home, but just hit me in the tugged on my heartstrings, I guess I should say. While he was working on all this, his son was born, named Alistair, and something happened with his son, and they had to take him to the hospital, and the hospital said, okay, well, there's this or that, and they sent them home with him and told them to come back if this or that. And then while they were waiting, the lab results took too long to come back, and they said, you need to get your son here now. And it was already too late, and their son basically developed a neurological disorder called kernicterus. I probably mispronounced that. And so all of like his game development stuff is just making money to help take care of his son.
So buy this game.
Yes, there's that, but there's also like a lawsuit. I don't know if it's been resolved or not. No, it just kind of started. So there's like Badland Publishing. They made an offer to them where they would match what other publishers were offering him, but they also promised to contribute 75% of their own sales cut to a medical expense for their son, and they didn't really do that. So like $200,000 never really made its way to him. So, but yeah, he's a cool dude. I remember my friend Tom bought me, I think it was either last year or the year before, bought me the Axiom Verge like collector's edition from them, and I was like really happy that I got it because hey, this money's going to go to a good place and this or that, and it's kind of a bummer it didn't. But there's a like documentary that comes with that collector's, and I watched it, and like part of it's like the making of Axiom, or it's like the making of Axiom Verge, and it goes into this whole thing with like talking about his son and taking care of him and all these things, and I just was like, I didn't watch this because I wanted to cry. Like I wanted to see how this awesome game was made. But yeah, I feel for the guy. He's super talented. He seems like a really cool guy, and by his games, Axiom Verge 2 is gonna, like, just from the trailer itself, looks like it's gonna be just super kick-ass. So
yeah,
Axiom Verge 2, woo!
Go buy it. What's his name?
Tom Happ.
Tom Happ. Welcome on this show anytime.
Tomhapp. Tom Happ. He's a cool guy.
Not you, Scorsese, you son of a bitch.
Anyways, so we'll start going into what we've been up to and what we're playing. Jason.
Yeah. I didn't play much this week because I had my family Thanksgiving, Christmas, we call it Thanksmas. We meet at a location because a lot of my family's from out of town now, and so we just pick one central location and spend like a weekend together and hang out. We decided to do it in Wimberley, Texas this year. It was really nice small town right outside of Dallas, or not Dallas, but Austin. We visited they went to a winery that they said was awful, so they ended up going to this like outdoor bar / playground for kids at the same time that has like free range llamas called the Shady Llama. It's really cute. And then we had dinner together. And before that, I finally found a house to rent. So we signed the lease on that. So good news, guys. I'm not going to be homeless for the next podcast.
Good.
I thought that would have lent like a real special quality. We could have had like a very special episode of Next Gen Retro Man.
That would have been
Help
like
Jason
a
find a home.
fundraising episode.
Yeah. We're trying to sleep train Grayson right now. That's been difficult because some nights he sleeps through the entire night. So other night he wakes up 5 nights or 5 times during the night. Yeah.
Schedule and routine. Schedule and routine. You do this, you do this, you do this, you go to bed.
Oh, exactly.
Every night.
It's
every night.
Other nights he wants
It's
8
brutal.
ounces of sleep, and other nights he doesn't want any food at all.
You just have to every night. Even if he doesn't want to eat, you still need to sit down with a bottle or whatever it is you're going to do. And every night he starts getting in the habit of knowing, I do this, I do this, I do this, I go to sleep.
The issue is that we've been traveling for Thanksgiving, and we've been traveling for this Thanksmas. So I think that just kind of threw his rhythm
That'll
off.
definitely.
Yeah.
Well, that's your own damn fault.
I'm sorry. It's the holidays, and we can't let the baby stay at home by himself. Well, we could, but the dog didn't take care of him very well. As far as gaming goes, I've been playing through Sekiro again because Ryan, you started playing through Sekiro, and
yes.
Before I decide on like what I find are the best games this year, I wanted to play through it again since it came out so early this year, and God, that game is so good. Even though I'm cussing at the screen half of the time I'm playing it.
Yeah, I heard you last night. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, you were cussing too.
Yeah, but I got past the part that was making me cuss, and
I did not. I was like, Ryan, I gotta go to bed. I can't do this anymore. And I started playing Titan. There was a lot of bad words. Titanfall 2, I started playing that online again, and God, that game is so good. It's my favorite first-person shooter, hands down, in a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm making a homebrew D&D campaign for us whenever we hang out for PAX.
Sweet.
Yeah. It's hard. There's a lot to it.
How many players are you putting into this?
It doesn't matter how many players. I can adjust it based off of.
Because we're going to need...
Because I think
6?
Would definitely be in 1.
No, it's...
Me, my wife, Adrian, his wife,
my
daughter, and your wife.
I'm trying to set it up to only be about 2 hours long.
Cool. And just like I said, there's 6 of us.
Like it's like a one-off little side thing that'll get us through a couple levels. So that it'll be fun. Yeah. I'm kind of tailor making it for us.
Cool.
So you'll get some good laughs.
There better be some kitty cats.
Oh, there will be tons of cats.
I want my half-orc barbarian to just love petting kitty cats. Because I, myself, love petting kitty cats.
I'm going to have a necromancer just come and kill all the cats.
Fuck you.
Oh my god.
And that's what causes your half-orc's rage.
Don't hurt the cats.
That's
I will get mad at you.
Okay, Adrian, what have you been up to?
Well, yeah, speaking of D&D, I started building my character on was that
Hero Forge?
Hero Forge?
HeroForge.com for all your
Forging of Heroes.
For all your miniature needs. That's HeroForge.com.
Pay us, please.
Give me a coupon.
Yeah, you can just spend like hours just like screwing around with that thing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I made a little Link / Ninja Turtle character. It was pretty badass. Just going through all the different like outfits and weapons and everything.
My question is, how does he get the shirt on and his turtle shell on the outside of it?
When I was looking at it today, I was like, this doesn't make sense. But neither does a Ninja Turtle man. So it's fine.
Yeah, it does. I sent you the link that shows why they're in the lore.
Yep. Yeah. That's definitely a fun site to play around on. And
yeah, it's fun. See, I read that you said that you made your character. I'm like, oh, you created a character sheet and everything for it?
Oh, no.
We're gonna need the book to do that.
Yeah.
Also, just kind of busy with Christmas stuff. Driving around, showing the baby the lights. Got her little advent calendar, so she's doing the little.
Which kind?
It has it's a Christmas tree, and like every day she pulls a Velcro thing. Velcro.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And she like puts it up on the Christmas like a little
Velcro
ornament.
is a brand name. The proper name is Hook and Loop.
Oh, little hook and loops. Little hook and loop ornaments.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So don't say Velcro unless they pay us.
The more you know.
And then just a lot of Christmas cartoons and stuff.
Yeah.
The classics with like Frosty and Peanuts.
'Tis the season.
What else? A lot of Pixar. I'm trying to get her. I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm trying to get her into Pixar stuff because it's like those are like good movies.
You don't have to try, dude.
Yeah.
It's just Pixar.
Or I'm just showing her the things that I like, I guess.
80% of them will make you cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Make it through the beginning of Up without crying. You're a robot.
Up and then Toy Story 3. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
How many times have you cried this week?
Let's see. Toy Story 3 is one.
They didn't get you twice?
I'll kind of tune out. It's just the last part. Like, okay, this is the last part. I have to watch this.
So the part with Andy or the part where they all are accepting their fate?
No, they're accepting their fate.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was in the theater. I remember Kelly and I just looked at each other like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like I can't watch those movies in the theater anymore. I don't know if y'all saw it with the Yeti one. I think it was like a DreamWorks or something.
Oh, Smallfoot?
Yeah,
that's got to be it.
Is that what it was? I don't know.
Where the like human finds that, where they find the human.
Yeah, and they have to return the Yeti to.
Oh no, is that you're talking about the Zach Galifianakis one that's like claymation?
No. It's like a straight up.
Okay, and yeah, it's Smallfoot.
Okay, yeah. No, I was tearing up during that one too.
I'm sure they like just shoehorn those things into the movies.
Yeah.
Coco was brutal in the theater.
Oh, yeah, I didn't watch that one.
There was people crying all over that theater. I was like, all right. Toy Story 4, same way.
Toy Story 4, I was surprised. I didn't cry on that one.
Right at the end.
I'm not sure if I did, or I'm pretty sure I at least teared up.
I was a little teared up. But like Toy Story 3, I remember like wrecked me.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah. Like that's not even like sad. It's just like holy shit.
Yeah.
Inside Out wrecked me. Inside Out's probably one.
Okay, yeah. Inside Out came out like a month after we found out we were pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
So, like, as soon as it started, there's like a little, just like the baby scene just sitting there, and I was already losing it.
No,
Inside Out came out like a month after I finally gave up my imaginary friends, so I lost it then.
Bing Bong, dude. Bing Bong is like hardcore, where it's just like, what? Why would you do this to me?
Yeah.
Cars came out when I would have crashed my car, so that sucked.
No, Cars affects me in no way.
I have no emotion to those movies. Those are the 3 Pixar movies I could care less about.
Oh, yeah, they did make a third one. What about Planes? It's not even Pixar.
It's the Disney ripoff.
Oh, should I make a joke? No, I won't.
No.
Go for it. Do it.
Yeah, what's the joke? We'll just edit it out if it's not good.
So Planes came out, right after 9/11, so that sucked.
Shit.
Gotta edit out that one.
All right, edit that one out.
I'm probably not going to, but moving on.
What have you been up to, Ryan?
Yeah, go for it.
not making jokes like that.
That's a bad segue.
Okay.
That one went off the cliff.
Anyways. Sekiro Ryan Tries Twice is continuing, and holy crap, that game is awesome. So the funniest thing about this is I always have I talked about it last week as well, with just From Software, like I can't get over the hump initially. I leave, I come back, and I fall in love. At least that's the case with Bloodborne, which became like one of my favorite games of all time. And now Sekiro, I can't say I see it becoming one of my favorite games of all time, but I wouldn't be that far-fetched to eventually get there, to be honest. It's just fantastic. And I was so close to the part that would have hooked me. Like, So close. Maybe like if I had played another like hour and a half.
What part hooked you, since I don't care about other people knowing about spoilers? I just care about you knowing about spoilers.
The snake.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I got past the general that was in that little field and kind of did that, and then I went down the side of that cliff, and then that snake shows up, and I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. And then I didn't die during that whole part. Like, I did it the right way the first time, and hid where I needed to hide, and just
stab
super
it in the fucking eye.
That music, and then you hide in that little palanquin or whatever the hell it's called, and it like puts its eye right up to you, and the stealth blow like a symbol pops up, and oh my god, I was like, this fucking game.
It's really good.
Fucking yeah, Sekiro is fantastic. I'm loving it. I got stuck on a boss for a little bit last night. That's what Jason was referring to. I finally got past him, and just I had the same feelings from Bloodborne, which this makes me want to play Dark Souls and finally like try to get over that hump. I think it's a little bit better now that I've gotten better at deflecting and dodging, because Bloodborne really programmed me to like, you don't block, so you dodge everything. And this game has kind of started getting me out of that, where I am standing my ground and blocking and deflecting everything. So anyways, Sekiro is kick-ass.
Great game.
Love it. I'm going to start Shovel Knight, King of Cards, and Showdown. I'm downloading it now. I got the 3-pack of Amiibos. I'm probably going to play it on my PS4 and Switch. So, hell yeah.
Did that come out today?
Yes.
I guess I'll download it.
It's a free update. Like, you don't even download it. If you have Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, it automatically updates, and Treasure Trove is complete now. They're done.
I guess so. I'll update.
Development on Shovel Knight is done.
So I need to turn on my PS4.
I played a little bit of Showdown earlier, and it was fun. Like, it's gonna take a little while to get used to it, and I probably was not the best thing to just jump into, because I kind of think it assumes you have, you're familiar with the controls and stuff again, and it took me a little while to adjust back to it, but it was fun, so I'm excited. We've been watching Christmas movies. We did Muppet Christmas Carol, which is a must. It's my wife's favorite Christmas movie. Might be like her favorite movie ever. I'm not sure, but I know for sure it's her favorite Christmas movie, and it's great. The song is great. Marley Marley is like just such an awesome song. It's on Disney Plus, so check it out.
It's creepy.
I mean, parts of it are kind of creepy, but it's still a fun movie overall. It's like the dark parts are kind of offset by levity. Gonzo's a really good like foil for that stuff in those.
I love the fact that Gonzo's in love with the chicken.
Yeah, always. I mean, like, that's in everything.
I love it.
Camille. Chicken's name is Camille.
No, I'm sorry.
I think, right? Camille? Anyways, no, fact check me. Look it up. Look up Gonzo's chicken.
Don't Google that exact thing. You might get something you don't like.
Or love.
Oh.
Anyways, and then last night and earlier today, we watched Home Alone, and we just finished Home Alone 2, and my son loved those movies. I forgot how much I liked them. Like, I hadn't really watched them in a few years, but kind of watching those with him was really, really fun. And Adrian and I were talking about this because he came in like right in the middle of Home Alone 2's like heist, like trap sequence, and it's just this like such a genius idea to just have a kid beating up on these burglars. It's such a opportunity for just over the top physical comedy. My son was laughing at the top of his lungs, like belly laughs, when like, they're falling and slipping, and like, to me, I'm just like cringing because like I'm like, okay, they died.
Yeah.
That killed them as well. Okay, they're still like, but as a kid, it's just Tom and Jerry levels of just ridiculousess.
God, when he steps on the nail, I
was literally about to say it. My wife too last night was like, ugh. Yeah, but like his scream, like it's so good,
like blood curdling.
Yeah, that high pitch, like just it's such a good funny scream. And like my son lost his mind in Home Alone 2 when he tries to wash his hands or whatever, like wash the paint off himself or whatever in the sink, and he had hooked up the arc welder to it, and it electrocutes him, and he just electrocutes himself, and it cuts to a like shot of like a skeleton, like with his like hair and everything, like getting shocked. He lost his mind. It was the funniest thing. And Adrian showed me I was like 90% correct. It's Camila the chicken. So, anyways, close enough.
Good enough.
And then, kind of last but not least, I went to see the band Nile. Talked about their album a few weeks ago. Really good death metal album. I went and saw them live. A band called Terrorizer opened up for them. Didn't really know a lot about Terrorizer, but they were really, really good. They had one of the best death metal drummers of all time in the band. I wasn't aware that he was in the band, so it was really cool seeing him come out and just being like, wait a second. And the drummer for one of my like earlier favorite death metal bands called Monstrosity, like that drummer played guitar in this band, and they just had like a lot of fun on stage. I actually got in the mosh pit for a little bit for it, just with some friends. It was kind of a bad choice, but I did anyways. I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm like, you're a little
well bruised
older
up
for that.
I'm a little no, I mean I'm fine. Yeah, I was a little too old for it, but it was just kind of a fun spur of the moment thing. But Nile was fantastic. They came out, they looked like they were having a blast, like just playing the music together. It was kind of cool to see a band like up there, like not trying to put on this like we're badasses evil performance and just kind of playing death metal and looking like they're having fun doing it was kind of refreshing, and I had a good time at the show. So
sounds good.
All right, so we're gonna move into our one of our main segments this week. Guess what? What's up?
We're gonna break promises to everyone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna break a promise, or at least an offhand comment I made last week where we're not gonna talk about Star Wars. Guess what?
Star Wars.
We're filthy liars, and we're gonna talk about Star Wars a little bit more. It's kind of hard to avoid it with Mandalorian hype in full swing and just episode 9 right around the corner. I'm ready. My body is ready. Let's get to episode 9. So, Adrian, we'll start with you. What are your hopes and predictions for episode 9? The Rise of Skywalker. Star Wars episode 9.
Star Wars episode. I really
what do you think is going to happen?
God damn it. My thing is I want it to be, I mean, this is episode 9. This isn't just like the end of a trilogy. It's the end of like
saga.
Everything that's come before it.
Yeah.
Like for the past like 30, 40 years, this is like the end. This is like, a Marvel Endgame. Like that ended 10 years and 22 movies. Episode 9 is going to end 40 years and hundreds of books and stories and games and series and movies. So like this has to like nail the ending. I want it to be impactful. I want it to be less funny. I want it to be more emotionally charged. I don't know if I see that with J.J. Abrams. He knows how to open a bunch of stories. He doesn't know how to close them. So like I'm also hoping that like a lot of the rumors aren't real. I've heard there's like a lot of like missteps and reshoots and all sorts of things going on backstage or on stage. I don't know what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
I also kind of wanted to connect to The Mandalorian because that's been like a high point in Star Wars culture right now.
I want it to connect, but I don't want it. I want it to be more like a teaser connection rather than like Mandalorian be required watching.
Yeah, like the Razor Crest showing up in a space battle or something.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't want to watch the movie And like,
I don't want Rey to be the clone of Baby Yoda.
yeah. Like I guess it's the other way around. I want Mandalorian to connect to Episode 9.
Okay.
I'd rather see some like foreshadowing in Mandalorian than teasers from Mandalorian in Episode 9. Just some kind of connection. It doesn't have to be big, but like, just some kind of connection. Also, like, my biggest thing about this sequel trilogy is I feel Rey is just kind of like magical. So like she kind of gets like she's like the greatest pilot and like the greatest fighter and the greatest force user out of nowhere. Whereas like Luke had to like train for it and failed and lost his arm and all this stuff. There's like a Legends story where like Yoda, it's like in the Jedi Temple in Coruscant, where like there's like a room and there's like 7 big stones, and Yoda was like the only one who can like lift all 7 using the Force, and like no other Jedi could like do that. But like at the end of Last Jedi, like Rey just like lifts a whole mountain. So like she kind of just like has everything. I kind of want her to like. It's probably too late for this, but I kind of want to like earn it.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be explained why. I mean, hopefully. Otherwise, it's just kind of, hey, check out all this cool Force powers.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just kind of, I don't know, just
She's a video game character.
Well,
like
J.J.
very
Abrams,
overpowered video game character.
yeah, Abrams has come out and said that he added like Force powers to this movie that he's just like he knows it's going to be divisive. So we'll see.
See, like this, I'm already kind of going into this like not with best outlook. I don't know if I said that right, but like I don't know. I'm
You're not optimistic. Going
yeah,
in.
I'm not optimistic about it.
All right.
Like I'll definitely watch it like day one if I can, but
Yeah.
like yeah.
What say you, Jason?
Kind of like him. I want Rey's ancestry to be explained other than cloning. I have a gut feeling they're going to do some sort of cloning because they've been hinting at cloning in The Mandalorian with the scientist having the Camino crest on his shoulder. And I just really hope that her character has some sort of backstory to it other than just like she's strong because she's a clone. As far as like other stuff, I want a really good lightsaber fight that surpasses all the other ones. I want a conclusion to everything. I don't want it to lead up to other things like, hey, this saga ends to set up a Disney Plus story TV show. I want it to end like that stuff so that more Star Wars stories can be written that don't have to deal with Skywalkers or like this group of people. Like it's a big universe. How come everything has to revolve around one family?
Right. Like the way Endgame like ended the Marvel story and like Iron Man's gone and Captain America's gone.
Yeah.
And it sets up for new heroes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I have to say. Like, give me a good lightsaber fight that has like good choreography. I love that. I'd say like this new trilogy has the best lightsaber fighting because it's not over the top, chimpy, flippy stuff like the prequels did, but it's not slow and kind of boring like 4 and 5 did. 6 did a little bit better, but these lightsaber fights have been really well done and they're fun to watch. I just want a really good long lightsaber fight.
I just remember the prequels, like I think it was the one in Attack of the Clones with Dooku where it really just looks like someone's waving glow sticks around and it's just like close-ups of them like moving their arms and then just lights flashing across their faces.
And in
like the Yoda
episode
fight where he just looks
3,
like throwing a little ball of lightsabers at him or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
In episode 3, there's like a moment where they're just like clashing their swords back and forth. I'm like, neither of y'all are trying to hit each other.
Yeah,
It's
look
just a
that up on
goofy
YouTube.
dance.
There's like they show it where it's like no one's even trying to hit the other person.
No.
Yeah.
I want something to. I want it to feel real and have some emotion behind it and not be just substance.
Well, it kind of looks. I mean, it looks like there's that scene they've shown
Yeah.
the trailers of them on that.
And I hope that's at the
Sinking
beginning of the
platform or
movie
whatever.
too. I hope that's not like I hope that there's a lot we haven't seen.
I think this sequel trilogy, like when they do the lightsaber fights, they do look pretty
Well,
good.
the throne room was like Snoke's throne room was like the most the best part of that movie. It was the most badass part.
Yeah, that was bad. And like on Force Awakens, when Rey is fighting Kylo out in the woods,
Snow.
Yeah.
that's pretty good too. It's just I don't like that she's out of nowhere beats this guy who's like trained and like by Luke Skywalker and
Yeah.
Well, he was shot in the belly by Chewbacca before that, so that's my excuse for that part.
yeah.
What about you,
Yeah.
Ryan? What are you excited for?
So kind of the same things y'all have said. I want a good movie more than anything. Just give me a good movie. And I want a satisfying ending to the trilogy as well, or the saga. Don't get cute with it. Don't end on a cliffhanger. Just end it to where like I want to like be holding my breath during that whatever the final scene is, and just when the credits roll and the fanfare pops up, I want to let that breath out, and I want to feel some kind of emotion of like finality.
Avengers Assembled.
Yeah, I need an Avengers Assemble moment as well. More so than a lightsaber duel or fight. I need an epic space battle. Like they've kind of shown that in the trailer a little bit with the Star Destroyers. I hope it's just not cutting away from this or that. And like I loved in Force Awakens the scene where the First Order is like taking Rey away, and then they're kind of all freaking out, and that squadron of TIE fighters shows up and like flies over the water.
Oh, with the Maz Kanata.
Yeah,
Cantina.
and them just flying over the water and then breaking up into formation, and there were such good like dogfight sequences in that scene. Like that's probably my favorite part of this whole trilogy so far. I need another like epic dogfight space battle, free for like just like I love the end of Return of the Jedi. That's another reason why I love Return of the Jedi. That space battle where they're trying to wait for them to lower the shields on the Death Star and Star Destroyers and just the ships blowing. Like I love the space combat aspect, and I really hope they just blow it out of the water. Like just let's do this. Like come on.
And bring Wedge back. That's an underused character that hadn't shown back up.
He's alive, isn't he?
Yeah, he's alive. He's supposedly the guy who's trained all these pilots, but he hasn't shown up.
Huh.
Epic space fight. Bring Wedge back.
Yeah.
You know the actor is Ewan McGregor's uncle, real life.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I want. I want a space battle. Give me a badass space battle. That's what I want. More than anything. Yeah, I want all that other stuff too. But
Don't fuck this up, JJ.
the thing that'll make me grip my like seat rest, that will cause me to feel emotion like Avengers Assemble, would be just that sequence and just someone saying like engage, or
It's a trap.
Yeah, well, I mean,
got a
or
bad feeling about this.
Rogue One or Rogue Squadron or whatever, like
Gold Leader.
engage, attack, yeah, something like that. Just
As
that like
foils
moment
into
of like
attack
the
position.
the standstill of like these fleets looking at each other, and just that moment where the battle kicks off, and I love that. So do that. Also, yeah, the cool part in The Last Jedi too, with the which I don't know why she did it that way. She couldn't have left the ship and gotten onto one of the escape pods as well. But the part where she does like the warp jump into the Star Destroyer, and like everything gets quiet in that shot. It's a cool shot.
Oh, yeah.
And I love like that kind of like, again, the space combat aspects of it. So more of
Space
that.
combat.
Just like cool like sound effects.
Yeah. Pew 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 pew.
Yeah.
So I think, and then maybe we'll talk about the Mandalorian for just a minute before we wrap it up. Episode 5 was just fan service.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it moved the story forward a little bit, but spoilers, here we go. Sorry, sucks to suck. Went to Tatooine, went to Mos Eisley, went to the Cantina.
Maybe Boba Fett's there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who that
I don't
character
think it
is.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I mean, me either. I think they did it just so people would freak out and go, "Oh my God, Boba Fett again." But I mean, like,
Anyone?
It's going
was
to be
thinking-
that guy from Breaking Bad.
yeah, Esposito, right?
Sure.
Anyways, I don't know. I'm probably got that wrong.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at me. But they said they're going out beyond the Dune Sea and all these things. And Adrian and I watched this episode together, and
Holding hands.
yeah, well, the listeners don't need to know that.
Touching baby Yodas.
Okay, hello, chill out. How did you know? But just the whole time I kept looking at him, just going like, Boba Fett, like, just they did that on purpose. I'm very, very certain. But this one again really stuck to the Western motifs. Them riding the speeder bikes, very much riding horses, through the desert, bartering and asking for passage through an indigenous person's land. A sniper battle on a ridge.
See, hold on. Like, I like the show. I think this was like my least favorite episode.
It could be that. I mean, I feel you.
It didn't move the story forward that much. Like, anyone that you saw was dead at the end, so like it could have just been cut out.
Ming-Na Wen doesn't have to be dead. I hope she's not, because I like her.
Mm-hmm. True, and yeah, she's a big character or a big actress. But like that sniper, when she hit him, it like knocked him down, and he's kind of like, oh shit. Going back to the previous episode, he's getting like just punched and getting like knocked down. Like, is that armor like strong or not strong or?
Yeah, I think it took the impact. Like, it's Beskar steel. I think up close, like, punching is you're gonna still feel an impact, but it's you're not gonna be able to stop the force of that impact.
Yeah.
But like a sniper round is a different, type of thing. Or I'm talking on my ass. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, these past two episodes, there's some like good moments, but there's also kind of like, all right, come on.
But
like that fight in the alley on the last episode. I watched it again recently, so I'm like, this is where it's all coming up from. Like, he's fighting. I forgot her name.
Cara Dune.
Yes. He's fighting her like hand to hand, and at the end he's like, got the guns on each other. Just pull the trigger and she's gone. She has it aimed at your Beskar helmet.
Maybe a point blank it wouldn't work.
It'll definitely blow her head
Well, I
off.
think also, I don't think he pulled the trigger because Yoda walked up.
Oh yeah.
Maybe she had it pointed at the visor.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, punches were knocking his ass down, and like.
Yeah, well, she's a big broad.
Yeah.
God, I'm sorry.
She punched Colossus.
That was not.
Can edit that out.
That was not proper. She's a big, like, she fought MMA like in real life.
Yeah.
But I think she's kind of hot too. I don't care. I'll say it. Whatever. But yeah, like,
I feel like his shield level varies.
It's a TV show. I'm not thinking too much about it.
Those things are gonna happen.
Yeah.
So, anything you want to bring up too, Jason, as far as Mandalorian goes?
No, not really. This was a slow episode. Baby Yoda was cute still. That's about it. I did like the fact they brought those like repair droids from like episode 1.
Yeah.
Into this. I'm like, oh, I remember you guys.
Yeah, Amy Sedaris too. That was cool.
Good.
Ish. That was it.
I heard they opened up that cantina to droids. They serve their kind now.
Yeah.
So
cool. Very progressive, Mos Eisley.
Get woke.
I was sad there was no music.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't trust Star Wars and musical numbers anymore, though. Since what they did to Return of the Jedi. So bad. Anyways, I am done. I don't want to talk about this. It's gonna make me depressed.
All right.
So let's go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you for listening. And Adrian,
yes.
where can these fine folks Find us and listen to us.
Folks, all these fine folks, listen to us at nextgenretroman.podbean.com. If you want to tell us if we're good or shitty or whatever, send us an email at nextgenretroman@gmail.com. Look at our stuff on Instagram at nextgenretroman. Tweet us comments, questions, nudes.
Concerns.
At,
Not nudes.
Not nudes at nextgenretroman. And hit us up on Facebook.com/nextgenretroman. Next gen. You can only say this so many times. Next Gen Retromen on Facebook. Just look it up. Just
Facebook.com/nextgenretroman.
yes.
And again,
No nudes.
don't send nudes. God damn it.
Nextro Man.
Hey, no, Adrian, no nudes. I'm serious.
Okay.
Get me in trouble.
No nudes.
All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.